Good morning from the Courtyard by Marriott near Studio City in Hollywood, California. Where are we going, Brennan?
Universal.
Studios Hollywood. Today we fly home to Orlando.
Tonight we fly home.
Yeah, we have a red-eye overnight flight back home.
In 1,000 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
And we've made it to Universal Studios, Brennan.
Woohoo!
Yay! So we are driving towards the parking garage to park and then head into CityWalk and then walk over to Universal Studios Hollywood. So we have to go this way to park. So this is where we drove our car into the parking garage. There's CityWalk and then Universal Studios Hollywood. That's Hogwarts Castle. We're going down the escalators. There's the Psycho House. We were just up there, parking the car. And now we're just making the walk into CityWalk. So we sort of had a light breakfast in the room. We just split a muffin. So we're going to have lunch in CityWalk. We're going to a place called Wasabi, which is right here, right across from King Kong. This way we could just have lunch and then go to the park and focus on the rides. All right, we're heading inside. It's pretty small in here, but this is what we got as an appetizer to split. The ahi poke nachos, wonton chips, ahi tuna, green onions, avocado, sweet soy, spicy mayo, and seaweed. So we both got some themed rolls. Brennan got the Fazbear roll, sort of a HHN roll, with eel, spicy tuna, cream cheese, maki style deep fried, and sweet soy seaweed shreds. And then I got the power up roll, which is yamagobo, cucumber, avocado, sweet tofu, mushroom, radish sprouts, shiso oil, garlic ponzu, crispy onions. Whew, that was a lot. So we had lunch in CityWalk, and it was delicious. Now we're going to Universal Hollywood. I'm always so envious of this part of their CityWalk. It's just really cool. There are a lot of restaurants in Hollywood CityWalk that we have back home, so we have to try to find stuff that we don't have. That's also a little bit nicer than like a quick service grab and go. Looking at the wait times and the crowds, it might be a lighter day today. That's what we're hoping for. So we have some ride priorities today. We're going to Secret Life of Pets first, and then maybe Super Nintendo World, maybe doing the Tram Tour, also maybe Mummy or Jurassic World. We've made it through security. Also, I did bring this again. All right, we got our pictures in front of the globe. And we're heading to Universal Studios Hollywood and going directly over to Secret Life of Pets. There's also the construction for Hollywood Drift, which has been testing apparently. There's their neon sign over there, and we're getting in line to head inside the park. Hollywood Drift is getting so close to opening. And we're inside the park. Universal Studios Hollywood. I love coming back to this park. Halloween Horror Nights is going on here at Universal Studios Hollywood, just like Universal Orlando. So we'll see a lot of those props around, and we did not end up doing that this year, which I'm okay with that. We came from the park entrance. Water World is back here. But we're turning this way to go to Pets. I think that Secret Life of Pets is one of our favorite things that we did last time. I wish so much that we had this in Orlando. And this is it, right across from Despicable Me. Secret Life of Pets off the leash. This is only a 25-minute wait, and we waited outside for a significant amount of time last time. So this is really nice just to be able to walk through the queue.
I forgot how much I really enjoy this queue.
I didn't. I love this queue. Wish we had this. Universal Studios Florida, it would just fit in so well. This is where the line ends. Alright, we came up the stairs into this apartment. And this is the merge point. Hey Brendan, if you want to just take a nap here, I'll come back for you later on.
Don't tempt me.
She came home and saw all these puppies in her living room. She probably freaked out.
So past the merge points and the Duke and Max animatronics. We're getting so close. This queue is so awesome. Here's the Snowball animatronic.
Look at you. Now you definitely got fleas, don't you?
What?
That's cool, because I got them too. So you can tell me.
You have fleas?
Psych!
No.
I don't have fleas. There's an adoption event happening right now at the pet store just a few blocks away. I'm going to lead all you strays through the city. So we got to hurry, because adoption day is going to be over soon.
I never realized there was a minion over there.
Puppy butts on up out of here.
We're going. Alright, we are about to get adopted. We're getting into our box. Are you ready to be adopted, Brennan?
I'm ready.
This is such a cute little ride system. I love it. Are you ready to be a puppy? Yay!
I've yet to lose a single pup. And I know it.
That's exciting, Dad. I feel like I'm doing it everywhere.
Remember to listen to Snowball. Just took it in one line today.
Don't be jealous. Some of us get boxes, some of us get super cool high-tech truck. Come on, go down this dark alley. Don't worry, if there was danger, my burning senses would warn us.
Okay, good one, guys. Let me go.
He's rocking my It shouldn't work.
This is gonna be great. You're gonna be all clean and fluffy, and you're gonna get adopted in no time. Ooh, you guys are not gonna get adopted looking like that.
So we weren't adopted. There was no family to adopt us.
You welcome people. It's a celebration.
Yay, you did it! Get back there and rock stuff. You're a pet now. Remember, great focus. Little to know.
I love this ride so much. I want this so bad in Orlando. I'm so repetitive, but it's such a good ride. So now we are turning down the street here by Despicable Me. This is Super Silly Fun Land. It's interesting what they're doing for Halloween Horror Nights. Just completely blacking this out with Scrim. I think Super Silly Fun Land is pretty Halloween Horror Nights coded. So maybe they're actually just repainting that down there, but there's Halloween Horror Nights stuff everywhere down this street. And there's Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. Actually, this was being worked on when we came here a couple years ago, but it's pretty much done. Super Silly Fun Land's back there. It would be amazing to see this testing, which again they just started to do as of like a day or two ago. So this will obviously be something that we do next time that we come to Hollywood. See, I remember when we came and this was still being built. This building is absolutely massive, and we'll see more of like the track when we go down the escalators to the lower lot. We're in the upper lot right now. But now we're heading into Springfield, and it is significantly busier over here. How Springfield sort of backs up against the Wizarding World, I always found it really funny. Theirs is much better than ours. So we're heading down into the lower lot. They have a lot of these signs for Halloween Horror Nights and just what's going to be closing early. But look at that coaster track for Hollywood Drift. Wow. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a sound barrier or netting or something. I could have never imagined that there would be a roller coaster above our heads as we go up and down the escalators between the upper and the lower lots. The coaster goes all the way down here too. I wonder if this is going to be part of the queue or some sort of like an observation restaurant or bar or something. This goes all the way down there. This is crazy.
I know this sounds so Florida of me, but it always like baffles my mind how people can just build stuff on the side of a mountain.
Engineering.
I know, it's so crazy.
There's this scenic view that we always try to look at with my shadow in the way. But there's Warner Brothers and Disney way out there. So that's the Warner Brothers studio and the water tower. We stayed over here a couple years ago to go to Warner Brothers and Universal. Disney Studios is back there somewhere, I think. But this is the Universal Studios backlots. And I think that is the clock tower from Back to the Future. And now we're going down the next couple of escalators all the way down to the lower lots. There's more of the coaster. And then Super Nintendo World, which comparatively looks pretty small. compared to ours at Epic Universe, but it's still very impressive. There's Bowser's Challenge and Toadstool Cafe. There's 3 more escalators, so there's 4 escalators total. What'd you say, Brennan?
Time for my mid-escalator hot dog.
Yeah, it's exhausting to get on the escalators, so you gotta get a hot dog. We're gonna go straight to Super Nintendo Worlds. We'll probably come back to Mummy. It looks a little bit busy now. This is a project they've been working on for a while. But we are almost down to the lower lots. We'll do Super Nintendo World, and then come back to Mummy and maybe Jurassic World. So Brennan, I forgot my power-up band, but grabbed it on the way out of the house. So we both brought our not our magic bands, our power-up bands.
Now we gotta switch to the Universal after for them.
Super Nintendo World is all the way in the back. Back here, a very unassuming and sort of weird entrance. So I guess these are transferable between Super Nintendo Worlds. So now we're logged into Universal Hollywood because they're separate points. But we're going back into Super Nintendo World, and we didn't have to get here at the crack of dawn or get a return time to enter into the park later. I still think that I prefer this entrance over ours. I don't like power escalators. This is much more of a pleasant experience. And then this reveal, I love it. I love looking up into Super Nintendo World here.
Yeah, okay, works.
Yay! Let me get some coins. Hey! Good enough. It's so dark in here. Ready to pout. Went over there, pop that over here. There's Princess Peach. This was fun to do last time. So we're not going to do Bowser's Challenge today because we have that in Epic Universe, which is such a cool thing to say. I do appreciate and love how different this land is compared to ours. Like, it's significantly different. Oh! Mario! So now we went upstairs. There's like an observation area up here. I'm trying to scan as many of these that we see. Luigi! So Brennan was showing me on the app here.
Got 50 out of 132 here.
Yeah.
But then at home, I have 80 out of 200.
We did spend an entire day here the last time. Brennan's looking through this telescope. The land. The kinetics of Super Nintendo World just are overwhelming.
These blocks don't like you. Do it with confidence. Woohoo!
We're on top of Bowser Jr.'s castle. There's Koopa. Run around, Koopa. Yay! Hi, Koopa. A lot of the land is pretty much just inverted of what we have at Epic Universe. Toadstool and Bowser Challenge are over there versus at Epic Universe, they're over on this side. And then we have Yoshi's Adventure, which goes around the land, and then the entire back portion of the land for Donkey Kong, which they do not have room for here, unfortunately. So Mario and Luigi, I think, are coming out to meet in like less than 10 minutes. We found out them either here or in Epic Universe, so we're gonna go meet them. We also have a pretty short line at the moment. That's where we came from up there, and we're in line to meet Luigi and Mario, hopefully in a minute or two. Here they come, Mario and Luigi! They have theme music.
You look very cool. Okie dokie, smile time.
All right, guys, look over here.
Luigi, go please.
1, 2, 3. And 3, 2, 1, power up.
Wow. Very nice.
Bye, Mario.
Thank you so much for coming to play. Bye, bye, bye. See you next time.
So we met Mario and Luigi. And that was so cool. I just gave them my camera, so I'll just take some stills from the video. But we're going to do this mini game. Something that's sort of sad is that I don't think I've done any mini games in Epic Universe. I have not. Toad just came out over there. So we're gonna do this mini game. We might do another mini game. I don't know. We got a couple keys for meeting Mario and Luigi. Brennan's an expert. Alright, we have to meet Goomba. Not Goomba, Toad.
This is the best day ever. We finally get to meet Toad. Yay! I'm so excited to meet you.
Brennan is so excited. Smile! This is where Princess Peach meets. We just met Toad. And I'm glad that we did because the line got a little long. I think we get keys for meeting the characters too? I don't know. So we're going to do one more mini game. And then go to the Bowser Jr. Castle, and then we're just going to beat this one over here because there's no line. This is where we have to hit the POW to make the turtle shell, hit the other POW, and then knock over the Koopa.
You got it! No!
So I think because we've done this before, it's on hard mode now, so Brennan is going to try to do it. Show me how it's done. She did it! Yay! So we do have all 3 keys, so we can go challenge Bowser Jr. So let's go challenge Bowser Jr. and show him who's boss. There was a line in here last time we did this. Nothing?
I got one.
Oh, cool. Wait to scan this. Alright, we're in the next room. Waiting to go in. Princess dancing. We defeated Bowser Jr. That was fun. Now we're going back outside to go over to the Mummy. We spent significantly more time here a couple years ago, but it was our first time ever in Super Nintendo World. But I'm glad that we came back and we get to play some more games. This is just such a phenomenal world. So we're going over to Mummy and maybe Jurassic World. It's a 45-minute wait for Revenge of the Mummy, but I think we're going to do single rider. So we put our stuff into the lockers and we're in the single rider line, which is hopefully significantly less busy. Standby. Yeah, that took like 10 minutes to make it to the platform. There's Brennan. I love the backwards part of their Mummy. It's fun, and I like their like practical animatronics. Now we are over at Jurassic World. We're going to see if this is a single rider too. So they do have a single rider, so we're gonna get in line for that. And then if we have time, do the studio tour. Wait for this was 35 minutes. There's a little playground over here. This is the single rider line here. Which looks like it goes right up to the loading platform. We just immediately walked onto the ride. We did not wait at all. Unfortunately, my butt is already soaked. There's the back of Super Nintendo World.
Age of the dinosaurs, a vast ocean was home to an explosion of life. At the top of the food chain sat the most
We have a containment alert. We show multiple containment failures. Repeat, all systems failing.
We have assets out of containment and help is on the way. In the meantime, please.
The security team is deployed. They will get you contained. All agree. The dominant stretches.
Oh man. It's just following me.
Welcome back. As your boat enters the station, please raise your arms and your left arm will raise automatically. Exit to your right.
You got sucked. He got wet.
Did you not get this wet?
Nope.
I got just Look at you filming on your phone. So we're going back up the escalator now. Definitely got me pretty soaked. Alright, I'm gonna go up the stairs and see if I beat Brennan. Maybe I regret this a little bit. Oh, I'm out of breath. But I did beat Brennan. I think I'll take my halfway escalator hot dog now.
Halfway hot dog?
Yeah. I need one. I'm doing it again. Why am I punishing myself? This is the route that the tram tour takes. We're used to. So this is going to be our last ride at Universal Hollywood. Because we want to go somewhere that we've never been before together. So we pretty much did that at the same speed, but I'm out of breath. I would do these too, but I didn't do the first set of stairs, so yeah, no, I'd rather do half. It's a good number.
Not all the way.
Fortunately, I have one of these still from Disneyland. Studio Tour is straight ahead. Looking for a Coke Freestyle machine to get some water. Alright, cool, we found one inside their Springfield. And now we're going back to ride their Studio Tour. It's posting a 15-minute wait. The last tour departs in like half an hour. We have to go down the escalators again. I can actually see the Walt Disney Studios a little bit better from this angle. And there's Hogwarts. We did not do this last time. Here we are at the Studio Tram Tour. It's a 15-minute wait. And it lasts about an hour. I'm excited to do this again. It's been a while. It's cool to see some of these classics of the past attractions here. It's supposed to throw the view. And the fun part of here, and these are some of the Studio Tour maps throughout the years. But it's cool to see just the evolution of the maps. Even like older studio maps too.
Now we have 400 acres of land to cover. That's a lot of land, especially to walk. But luckily, none of us have to do any walking during the entire tour. Please do stay seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Remember to pull that red E-cord above your head if you need any sort of guest assistance. You can imagine how many people have jumped over the side of the tram if I have to ask you not to do it. So please, please, please don't do it. There are going to be sudden tram movements, fire effects, water effects, visual effects as a part of the tour. The water effects will most likely get you wet. You have been warned. We're heading down the Universal movie timeline currently to get to the world's oldest, largest, and busiest working film and television lot. If you look on the left-hand side of the tram here, you're going to see a massive construction project. Yeah, that is going to be our newest ride opening in 2026, Fast and Furious Trip. So my fans of Fast and Furious and my fans of massive scary roller coasters, this one's for you. On the right-hand side, you notice these posters that are lining the timeline, right? These posters date all the way back to some of the first movies we ever made in the early 1900s. These posters are really just a handful of examples of the thousands of movies we've been able to make over the years right here at Universal. Part of the reason we've been able to make so many movies is because we've been open for over 100 years. We opened our doors March 15th of 1915, 110 years ago, you guys. In that 110 years, we've actually become our very own city dedicated to motion picture making. You're gonna start seeing these big kind of warehouse looking buildings like this one on the left with the 12 on the side. These are what we call sound stages. We film inside of these sound stages. So sound stage 12, just there, that's one of the oldest and largest sound stages that we have here on the lot. The original Mummy, Dracula, and Frankenstein all filmed inside of that sound stage, right? And that just goes to show you, these are from the 30s, these movies I just mentioned, right? That just goes to show you how old some of these sound stages are and sets are that are still in use here on the lot that you'll get to see as we traverse the back lot. We're passing some newer sound stages here on the left-hand side, sound stages 7 through 11. You can actually see into soundstage 7. You'll see the elephant door is open. There's not really much going on in there, but you get a little view of what a soundstage looks like when it's empty when we pass it. Now, these sound stages have been used mostly for television shows over the years. A little movie that you may have heard of, maybe not, no big deal, called Jurassic Park filmed inside of that soundstage. Not all of the movie, but a couple of scenes, including the scene where the Dr. Grant and the kids, they're stuck up in a tree and a Bronchiosaurus sneezes in their faces. You're going to see some bungalows here. These bungalows, back in the golden age of film, which was like the 30s, 40s, and 50s, these were used as dressing rooms for some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. We are crossing the imaginary line right now between our front lot and our back lot. Now, our back lot is where we go when we want to film exterior scenes on a really large scale. You can tell that, right, by looking to your left-hand side in what we call our metropolitan sets. Right now, that's being used. They're decorating it for a production that we'll be filming soon. I can't talk about it, so we have an NDA or non-disclosure agreement with them. Instead of taking you into the concrete jungle, we're going to bring you into a digital jungle.
Action! I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure.
We have some really cool cars that we're passing on the left-hand side there. Some of them looked a little funky, a little older, whatever. They're actually being used for another television show that's been filming here on the lot that I am allowed to talk about. We just passed sound stages 30 and 31 on your left. There was like a patch of red on the side with a V written in it. That is the symbol for the voice. We are heading into some of the oldest sets that we'll see on the tour today. These are our European sets, or Little Europe. I like Little Europe, it's a cuter name. These sets have been here for a very, very long time, almost 100 years. And this is where a lot of our monster movies filmed, at least their exterior scenes, right? So Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, The Invisible Man, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Wolf Man. I forgot to say which one? Creature from the Black Lagoon? Yes, that is a great film. And that filmed over in the lake that we passed earlier. This area with the fountain to the left-hand side, it was Tortuga in Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom. This is Paris, France in a Muppet movie with Miss Piggy, Kermit, Jason Segel, and Amy Adams. This set right here to your left-hand side was used as Yogurt, Yogurt, Yogurt in The Good Place. We just passed an area called the Court of Miracles in the European sets where Dr. Frankenstein's monster made his movie debut back in the early 30s. Something I think is kind of funny is back in the 30s when Frankenstein released, people were fainting in the aisles of the movie houses when they saw Dr. Frankenstein's monster. So this is a bit of a special set. It's what we call a permanent set. Meaning we're not going to change the bones of this set, right? It's going to stay a subway. Anytime a production comes to Universal, wants to film in a subway, they just come down here to Soundstage 50 and it's already done. What we can change about this set is the location. So right now we're in, don't worry about that, College of California Tremor, we get these all the time. So right now we're in San Francisco. Okay, so this actually, all right, you guys, this might be a real quick, so anything you're tasting, keep our place, hold the right part of your video, these are first. facing our biggest fears. That's fine. We're gonna park the tram up on the pier, maybe go for a little swim. You don't have to go for a swim if you don't want to. I understand that some people are scared of sharks or whatever. If you've heard of Amity Island before, you might remember that they had a small shark problem in the 70s. There was a large shark problem. You know what, change of plans, none of us are getting in the water. You see that guy in the water over there though? That's George. He gets along with everyone. He should be fine. Yeah, see look. George and the shark are playing, they're blowing bubbles. Isn't that cute? Best friends. Screams of joy, that's what I hear. You guys, this is not going as planned. I know there's a lot happening here, but keep an eye out for that shark. You never know where he's gonna pop up next. I think he might be in by that yellow barrel in the middle of the lake. Now go up! They also used a couple of mechanical sharks for the filming of Jaws. These sharks are what we call practical effects, meaning they are real, tangible things that you can actually touch and feel and use during filming, as opposed to visual effects, which are added in post-production using computer-generated imagery. We're going to give you a demonstration of how we use practical effects to make a rainstorm for film here in Old Mexico. So we're going to set the scene for you by getting a little thunder going and a little bit of lightning, right? Those are just speakers and strobe lights creating the ambiance. So this rain is being made by using an overhead sprinkler system. You've seen these sprinklers before. They hang from ceilings and they throw water down towards the fire if I'm going to break out. What we do is we take those same sprinkler heads, but we turn them upside down. If we have any future filmmakers on board, you could easily do this at home. Maybe just do it outside so your parents don't get mad, you know? Or if you're an adult, do whatever you want. You're an adult. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But if you are an adult living with your parents, you might want to practice outside because you don't want to play ball. No, wait, there's cars there. So the flash flood effect that you just saw, not the rain, but the flood, is the oldest attraction on the Studio Tour. It was added in 1968. The Studio Tour started in 1964. A lot of actors will have stunt doubles do their dangerous stunts for them in filming because if an actor gets hurt filming a stunt, the whole production has to be paused. If a stunt double gets hurt filming a stunt, they just replace that stunt double. That's showbiz, baby! So we just passed Jaws Lake again, right? You recognize where we just were. Fun fact about Jaws, none of Jaws filmed here on the Universal lot. Earlier I briefly touched on picture cars, right? Anytime an automobile is on screen, whether it's used or not, it's a picture car. These are some of the most famous picture cars that we have here that Universal has created. We have some Jurassic World, Jurassic Park picture cars. Of course we have some Fast and Furious picture cars, because you can't talk about fast cars in movies without at least mentioning the Fast and Furious. That would be blasphemous. And at the end here, we have some Transformers. You can see the Bates Motel at the bottom of the hill here, the Psycho House at the top of the hill. Both of these sets are from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yes, we do, Norman. Yes, we do. We're going to be hopping up to Mother's house here in just a second. We're going to pass the Hollywood sign on the way up. That's a 2-scale Hollywood sign, by the way. The real Hollywood sign just celebrated its 100th birthday last year. And it used to say Hollywood Land, and it was put out by a real estate company. If you look in the upper left-hand window of the Psycho house, you might be able to catch a little peek of Mother in her rocking chair, but I'm warning you right now, she is what nightmares are made of, okay? So look at your own risk, you guys. Who are you waving at? Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Hey, Norman. Hey, bud. We're just gonna drive on by. We have written Mother some pretty strongly worded letters asking her to clean up her mess in the backyard, but she refuses to do it. Just kidding. This is the crash site set for Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, arguably the most impressive set we have. So take some photos, some videos while we're here.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Junior Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show behind this Hollywood fantasy, Old Rush Frontier Town, Eyes of Sinister Secret. It is smack down in the center.
When something is filming here, what they do is they fill this area here, this reservoir, with water, and then they use that big wall back there as this. Nowadays we use it as a green screen. So green screen is just a generic term for any screen you're going to put behind your actors to then superimpose computer-generated imagery in the post-production process. There's a beautiful view of the San Fernando Valley on your right-hand side. If you want to take that in while we wait to get back to unload. You can see some of the other studios out there. So we have us, right, that you can see right here. Just past us is WB Studios out there. They're pretty big as well. Just past Warner Brothers is ABC Disney Studios. You can see that tall kind of green and white building out there. That's ABC and Disney. You can see like all of the San Fernando Valley out here. It's a pretty cool view. Thank you so much for joining us here today on the Universal Studio Tour. We hope you enjoyed your peek behind the golden curtain of Hollywood. And as they say in the biz, that's a wrap.
All right, we just got off of the tram tour, which is now closed for the day. One day, maybe, we'll get to go to the courthouse. Line's empty now because it's closed.
Did we not see it on our first trip?
No, we've never seen the courthouse. That was really fun though, right?
Well, that's fun.
We also saw a lot of what they do for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, just what's closed. So now we're leaving Universal because we need to go back to the airport. But we ended up doing everything that we wanted to do, with the exception of like Harry Potter. But we have Harry Potter at home. And Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, which we'll just have to do that next time. This is the HHN crowd starting to arrive for the day. My Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You're a little bit different, but mostly the same. It was definitely cool to be here during Halloween Horror Nights just to see what they do and how they set everything up and just how they change the backlot tour. But it's just different enough that it's fun to get to Universal Studios Hollywood. See, they've started to set up the stanchions here, so we need to probably get out of here. We pretty much got here at around noon, and the park closes in a couple hours. And there's the Universal Studios Hollywood neon sign, which we've got a lot of pictures with that. So what I'm probably going to do is end this video in a minute and then start a new one. So that was our day at Universal Studios Hollywood, where we rode.
It was short and sweet, and I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, we did Secret Life of Pets, and we went into Nintendo World, and we rode The Mummy and Jurassic World and the Studio Tour, which we did not do last time.
I forgot how much I love Jurassic World. Like, I'm ready to have that come replace River Adventure any day now.
I like River Adventure. I wish they would just update it and make it to the quality of what Jurassic World is. But that was our day at the park. Just a few hours to have some fun before going back home to Orlando. So I'm going to end this video and start a new one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.